Okay, this is Paul, and yeah, it's looking really good. I want to look at the face because I don't know why it's doing that weird um, display issue. Sometimes changing these will fix that. Yeah, that works. Anyways, what I was going to say is you've really pulled a lot of these points to the extreme, and it's not really a very sound model that way. So, and I'm also noticing it's causing you issues, like for example, you're getting this sort of odd ridge here, and you're getting some real issues at the corners of the lips. So it's just everything's pulled a little bit too far to the extreme. So probably because you were modeling in smooth without really looking at what you're doing in the rough thing. So what I would say is, to kind of soften it and then, try to add a little more geometry to get the shape back again. So like, maybe take these edges, or let's start here, make a little bit of room. Like, well, what's going on here? Because, see, this area concerns me, the way these lips interact with the rest, and I'm wondering if these, yeah, you have many-sided faces here also, which is not good. Oh, maybe that's a four-sided face. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Um, anyway, let's try to make a little bit of room. I'm gonna turn on symmetry, shift right mouse click, slide edge, pull that up. Oh, that's kind of weird. Yeah, there's some weird stuff with the geometry here. I'm concerned about the edges of these lips and how that's gonna work. What I might do is just kind of spread out the edges using let's go to surfaces, scope geometry tool, options, and put on the smooth operation and just flood. It's not working. Oh, now it's working. And that kind of just sort of spreads out I know you're losing some of the shape and character to it, but that spreads out the verts. And I don't know what's happening here. To me, this looks a little bit like a mess. See if we can see what's happening from the inside. I might grab an edge loop here just to frame selected. Yeah, I don't know what all that is. I really think that there's some issues here. Like, I don't know what all these little edges are doing. Just think this area needs to be kind of untangled, and it's going to be a little difficult. I might unfortunately take a few steps back. I'm going to select this loop here and grow that. Delete that. Yeah, there's just a lot of weirdness here. I'm just growing selection, shift period. See, I don't want to do that because I'm just trying to get it back to a point where we cleared out whatever is going on there. Unfortunately, it means rebuilding the lips, but I'd rather rebuild them than have What's the deal with these? Oh gosh. And did we... Where's the loop is what I don't understand. I mean, there should be a loop going around the lips, and it doesn't really feel like we've got that. And then this is... how many sides are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided surface. Which is not great. We've got a couple triangles here. Shift right mouse click, delete edge. Hmm. Just trying to figure out how we can rebuild this. Might start by just doing fill hole, shift right mouse click, fill hole, and then control shift X. Oh, is there like a tiny little edge here too? Oh, there's that also. Oh. If I can delete that, will that, and then put this back in. It's just hard to reconstruct this after the fact, you know, because, oh, and then we've got that face there. Put this one back in here, control shift X. I'm just struggling to get this to the point where you have a proper loop going around the mouth. I mean, what would happen if we take this and control E? Whoops. Screw that in. I mean, that sort of gives us a loop now, at least. And then maybe delete that out. And then maybe you can start forming lips from that. So I might start just by getting this flattened out, just to have a better starting point to this. Just rounding it out. So just getting a bit of a round shape there. And then maybe take these also and just start by just flattening them out just so it makes a little more sense with the shape, and then I'll kind of so now at least we've got like an edge loop, and then control E and our scale that in a little bit. Anyway, control E and then move it back, and it's starting to get a sense of some lips here. Might even take this edge loop and this face loop and then control E and kind of push out the whole thing. Is that helping a little bit? I'm not sure I want to do that. I think it'd be better off like just adding, what I would do is work on shaping this. Whoops. Try to get some good if the lower lip is below the upper lip. And then, add some edge loops, Control Shift X, and maybe grab this one and Shift right mouse click, slide edge, and kind of start rounding those out, and probably move these down, maybe these up. Anyway, they've got a ways to go, but now the topology's right. Like, you've got the loop going around the mouth instead of all that crazy geometry you had before. Obviously, you don't have the shape anymore that you had before, but there was some real topology problems there. And then, yeah, I mean, you can, with this stuff softened, you can start to get the nose bigger again like you had it. But I just, don't stretch anything too crazy far. Like, you don't want one set of faces so much further than the others. So if his nose needs to be like way longer, I would take these guys out, Control E, and then like extrude that, like that. And so you're adding more geometry instead of just pulling the existing geometry too far. And then you can, as you add points, try to shape that a little bit more. And yeah, his chin was really big too, so don't really like. I don't understand what happened here. Somehow the loop got terminated in a not so great way. Because I'm wondering if we can, yeah, like here is another loop there, there's a loop here, and then you get to these. Because I'm wondering if we can get a row going down there. But that kind of goes in here, which isn't great. I feel like these should continue to go around, so I might like take this and go here, and then when we need that center line, but so Control Shift X, so that's now another loop going around there. But then we ended up with a couple triangles here. Oh yeah, and that'll turn that. Actually, that works because that turns this one into a quad. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are quads now, and now you have a little bit more geometry to work with on the chin. Oh, except it terminates here again. Although at least those are quads. But I think I would want that to go down the neck. I don't want to add a whole loop going all the way back up there. But probably just start here and go down. I'm just going to isolate this. Control Shift X. So now we have a little more detail. And so to get the chin to come out, again, just like I was doing with the nose, maybe take these 3, maybe these 4, and Control E, and then W for move, and then that's obviously a weird shape, but maybe I'll take all of these and surfaces, sculpt, geometry tool, option. With those faces selected, I've got the smooth and flood. Flood, flood, flood. Doesn't want to do that. Can be kind of weird about that. Maybe it likes a vert selection better. I mean, or I could actually model it. Like moving these things. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. See, and now you, instead of just pulling the existing points out super far, you've got, more geometry to work with to just, help create that shape. Obviously this needs a little bit more shaping, but shift right mouse click, slide edge. Maybe slide this edge back. Maybe this one can come back a little bit. Probably these can spread out there a little bit. So you can see how that has more geometry now to work with. And you have a more sound surface. So I'll save this for you in case you want to use this. We'll just put a 2 at the end. Let's see what else. Hair. Again, this is what I'm saying is like you can't just, you shouldn't just be pulling these as far as that. If you need something to go further out, you should extrude so there's not these extreme faces. A good topology doesn't have faces that are extremely stretched or extremely pinched. Like this face is extremely squished flat, right here, and then this one is extremely stretched out. If you want that shape, don't just pull on points, extrude out another surface, and you're gonna get a shape you can control. So yeah, I mean this is matching your design. I might give them a little bit more shoulder. B for soft select, maybe hold down B, click and drag to grow that selection, move that up, maybe a little bit more of an armpit. Again, checking here, maybe these can slide in a little bit, turn off soft select, shift right mouse click, slide edge. Maybe a little bit more of a kind of an elbow here, and pull out elbow here. Hands are okay. Pants are looking alright. Shoes are looking okay. So yeah, I think it's just mostly the face and hair. You might want a little more shape to those eyebrows. They're looking pretty blocky. But yeah, I would try to do the hair not by just really stretching those points, but by doing more extrudes, and then same with the stuff on the face, like the nose and all that. So I'll save this for you.